Hey, it's your good old neighborhood cynic back at it again. With a cool video. Yo, so basically, this guy, he kneeled, and then some people didn't like that. Yeah, that's about it. But welcome to Sneakers, the Nike debate, and why you shouldn't care. If you have been living under a rock for the past week, then you might have not heard about the popular footwear company Nike releasing an ad about, or rather starring, Colin Kaepernick. And if you don't know who Colin Kaepernick is, he's this guy who kneeled once during a song. This is fucking bad. And do you know why that is? That's because he said it was about police brutality, and also because it's kind of patriotic because people died for our country, and the flag represents that. So basically, welcome, and let's just jump into it. So if you've been living in a cool old box like my master puts me in, and you have no access to the outside world, and there's no windows, and you can't get out or anything except for when he forces you to record videos, then you know that the popular footwear company Nike recently released an ad that featured Colin Kaepernick. Now, Colin Kaepernick is this cool old football player guy, and he kneeled once and then said it was about police brutality in America. And then some people didn't like that and some people did. And then Nike featured him. That's literally all for the summer bit. So first thing I personally have to say is that this is totally not at all what the ad was about. Or rather, it was. But the ad was about making more money, and anybody who reacts so violently and vigorously to it, such as the people who burnt their shoes, the people who took to Twitter, being like, oh, Nike is such a good and progressive and forward-thinking company, it's great, I love it. Well, then, you are doing exactly what you should not be doing, because Nike is kinda a multi-billion company ran by a bunch of multi-millionaires who don't actually care at all, and they just want your money. And all that this ad means is that the economist over at Nike said, hey, if we release an ad with a trendy, controversial figure in it, then we'll sell more shoes. And then the bigwigs up at executive were like, hey, that's a good idea. So then they released the commercial. And so this is just completely emotionless and it doesn't mean anything. And I know I am technically contributing to exactly what they wanted right here. I just like to say I am educating y'all, so it's not a problem. Okay, so point two, and there's, if once again, if you have been living in America for the last, I don't know, what is it now, like 12 days, then you'll know that the site in support of Colin and Nike are mainly left, but they're also kind of stupid. No offense to anyone, but you're doing exactly what Nike wants, and I disagree with that on a fundamental level, because all those lefties who have been taken to Twitter talking about how, oh wow, Nike's so great. I've been just giving Nike some good old free PR just because they made an ad. They don't care. They just want money. That's legitimately it. And while I agree with Colin, it doesn't matter right now. What matters is that this is a company manipulating us, having us play little games, and overall just getting a bunch of publicity. In reality, this was a publicity stunt, and it did exactly what it was intended to. This is all over the news. Everybody's talking about it. And that's what Nike wanted, because now, when you think of a footwear company, you're like, hey, Nike, I saw them in the news the other day. And I'm pretty sure that's going to make it so you're going to buy a couple more of their shoes. Anyway, going on to good old point 3, we've got the other side, mainly right-leaning folks, that say that, well, his kneeling was unpatriotic because our ancestors died for this country and for his ability to stand. And while I personally disagree with this, that's not important. What's important is the people who are burning their goddamn sneakers that could have been given to poor people in Africa, or maybe to homeless people on the streets, or even possibly to families that don't have the luxury of burning clothes for fun. And it's just such a goddamn stupid idea to destroy your own property. You know what? You can't take your money back from Nike. You bought their shoes. Burning them is just denying people footwear. Now, anyone who tries to support this is just, like, I do not understand the thought process that destroying property that would be very helpful in the hands of the less fortunate is a good idea. It isn't. Nike doesn't care that you burn their shoes. You bought the shoes. They have your money. Alright, that's all for this part. So guys, we're here on the conclusion. And basically, Nike is a multi-billion-dollar international company led by a bunch of multi-millionaires who don't actually care at all about Colin Kaepernick or his politics, and who legitimately just made that ad to get more money and get more publicity and sell more shoes and sell more clothes, and it did exactly what it was meant to, and they have, this is the perfect outcome for this, and we're all to blame for this, and it's terrible, and we've done everything wrong, and both radical sides of the debate are also, God, because you've got the sheeple over on the left who are doing exactly what Nike want, and then on the right, you've got these people burning shoes that people could have worn. So, overall, don't trust companies that are led by millionaires and that are international multi-billion companies. And also, always remember my good old catchphrase, don't be stupid. And stay tuned, because next week I will be eating a pencil for fun on live camera.